Welcome back to Cutting Stems, the after show Bachelor in Paradise edition. I forgot what the name of the show was.
You got it.
Guys, I'm feeling a little nervous on camera today.
We got faith in you.
Are we giving you more time?
Yeah, everybody. We got the whole gang here. Hello, everybody. How are we?
Hey, sorry I missed last week. I'm back.
Yeah,
she's here.
We just didn't address it whatsoever. We just did the show without acknowledging your presence at all, or lack of your presence.
That's what I asked for.
Yes.
Yep.
And we can just jump right into today's show. Mm-hmm. New episode of...
Guys, I was fine, by the way.
No, she was totally fine.
It was fine. We get the show in advance. It was a whole thing. Whatever. Beside the point, I watched. Don't worry.
We're all here for another week 3. I guess we could really call this episode Poop Gates.
Yeah.
Poo baby.
I'm disgusted.
Oh God, I hate that word.
Constipation gate.
I specifically hate the term.
I won't even
crap
say it.
gate.
I won't even say
I
it.
kind of like crap gate.
Crap gate's
I do
not
like
bad.
crap gate.
Oh, I've never said the word crap.
We actually had a very funny.
You never said the word crap?
Crap.
Crap. We said
you gave it more syllables than it has.
I know. Crap.
Holy crap. No, I've never said
holy crap.
My friends and I were actually joking a couple weekends ago about how nobody uses crap anymore.
I know.
That's sort of like that was like my first foray into swear words.
Right.
It's not a real swear word, but
Same.
it's
like,
up
holy
there.
Crap.
I think I jumped right in with. I think I just went right for fuck.
Yeah.
Like I think when I was younger, like it was like I went from not cursing at all to I'm gonna go for every word in the book now.
First time I heard "fuck" was a Snoop Dogg song.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good time
Do
to
you
hear
remember?
it.
I do. Yeah, he had signed with No Limit Records after Death Row Records. Nobody knows what. Nobody cares. But that was a song. I think it was called "Fuck You."
And you were
Hell
like,
yeah.
yeah.
I was like, this is amazing. I feel alive.
I also hate the words food baby. Like when
anything that's a baby that's not a baby.
No,
right.
Yeah.
Right. And
That has
exactly.
no
Anything that's
reason.
not that sacred life.
Nothing that needs to be called
it's
a baby.
fucking gross in the way of like I can physically imagine it, and that's.
oh my God, I ate so much. I have a food baby.
It's like, ew, stop it.
Yeah, I don't like it. They've really taken these things this year, the Hannah Brown stuff, and now this poo baby. It goes on too long,
and it still will be going on. But we had 2 new guys come to the beach, Tanner and Tyler. Everybody was really freaking out over Tanner. I guess when you don't really get your moment to shine on The Bachelor at season that you're on, like you come down to the beach, Tanner made it pretty far on Charity season, but like didn't get a one-on-one date, so like we didn't really get to see him. But I think objectively everyone was like, he's a normal, good-looking guy. And then he heads to the beach and everyone's like drooling.
For sure. I think that there are not few and far between, but there's definitely a pantheon of handsome people that they can pick from.
That's
and
a good word.
Thank you. And they really do make sure to get all the hotties on the show. And I feel like he reached that level. He was a certified hottie on the show.
Because I didn't remember him really that much in Charity season.
Yeah. He'd had the 2-on-1 with Sean, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But neither of them got a rose.
Correct.
No.
You're right. Okay. And then Tanner got voted out later.
Yes.
And I felt at that time that Tanner, and they went on that like Louisiana
Was the
alligator thing.
Yeah.
And I thought
Crocodile?
at the time
No,
that
alligator.
Sean was obviously macking, and even the boat guy was like, Charity loves that guy.
Yeah.
And I, at that time, decided that Tanner was hilarious because he saw it all happening and he was like, I don't know, man. Like, this guy's just hot. Like, he was being really cool about it. So I remembered him for being cool.
Yeah.
And now he's also hot.
Yeah. now he's
can't hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody was drooling. Tyler too, but I guess Tanner came down, and boy, if this episode taught me one thing, it was that Cat was just
Dude.
waiting for Tanner. Cat is great television. I
Yes.
thought like
Yeah.
Kat and Brayden, you know, they were off to the side. They were doing their thing. But one little taste of drama for Kat. She's like, what?
She's
how can you
wild.
say this about me? Like totally
She's insane.
lost it. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, you do make good reality TV.
Yep.
She like I know we could dive into it, but there were the conversation she had with Brayden.
Oh.
The second conversation she had with Brayden after her date, they had a great date. She is fawning over Tanner.
They had a
Tanner's a
great
good
date.
looking guy.
They had a great date.
And she was like, Brayden was so defeated, and he was just like, yeah, you know, like I think I have a right to be sad that this happened. And she's like, oh, why are you being so argumentative?
That was
I just
wild, dude.
can't.
It was really
She was like,
crazy to
you're being
say.
so argumentative right
know.
now. I'm like, he didn't say what.
Brayden was barely alive
It was
at that
it
point.
was the most I've liked Brayden. Like I was like,
yeah.
I was like,
Brayden Hive.
Brayden
No,
Hive.
no,
Join up,
100%.
join
I
up.
Brayden
told
Hive?
you.
You in?
I can buzz, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
I could not say that I am in the hive, but I felt bad for him.
No, I felt
For
bad for him
sure.
because I felt like he was just expressing his emotions in which he was like upset that he thought maybe there was something there.
In a
His
really good way, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
His boys were comforting him. He was like,
Yeah.
I'm really down about this. Like pretty standard. And he was kind of like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Like you get over your emotions quickly, and like I like it was like it turned
even
into
the
this
girls,
thing.
even the girls were like, "Oh, Brayden's in for it."
Yeah,
you know, like they were like,
100%.
"We know how Kat gets." Like they were just waiting for it to
I
happen.
think Kat knew she was cold. It was very clear that she was cold.
Yeah.
And listen, Brayden Hive. Brayden is he's a sensitive boy.
Yeah.
And but
Yes.
so he took it like more personally than maybe other people would, but Kat's still pretty cold.
No, and Kat's like defense
It
was
was
that
bad.
she was thinking about it already the night before, but Brayden's like, "You didn't tell me." Like
Right.
that was
Right.
like
She's
in your head.
I woke up this morning and I
She's
was
like-
having reservations. And
Yeah.
I didn't even, and, you know,
She's
and
like,
then all of a
last
sudden
night
Tanner
is
showed
when the
up.
reservation started,
Yeah.
and then bam, Tanner
Oh.
came down the beach.
People throw around gaslight loosely, but that I think was legitimately gaslighting. Like
No,
she was telling him like you're being so aggressive. He was basically like had a single sad tear.
I
like,
know.
I'm just feeling sad. I hope that's okay. And she was like, no, you're so argumentative. You're this.
I
You're
could
that.
not- I cannot believe you're being
She's
so
like,
argumentative.
I'm gonna say this again so you hear it. And I was like, damn. I feel
mean,
like I'm
the
looking in
girls
mirror a little
approached her
bit.
like
this is maybe a wake up call for me.
Yeah.
That is some shit that I
The
do.
girls
and-
approached her like she was a
Not a good look.
9-year-old. Like the girls approached her like she was a 9-year-old.
Yes.
Like the girls were like,
Yes.
"Kat, just want to let you know that Brayden is a little. Don't get.
And
Don't
she
get
started
And
she
she
started to be
said
like
it. She was like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
She was like, what do you mean? We immediately she went on the
Immediately.
defense.
You know, watching these reality shows, and I don't know about how you feel, and Kelly, you kind of just said it. Like, I realized how important it is to like regulate your emotions.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
my God,
like
yes.
it's one of
Yes.
those things where you're like, like I feel like I've learned more throughout the years. Like when you grow up a little bit, and you're like, oh man, like.
Totally.
It's important to like keep your cool
Yeah.
a lot of times.
Yes.
Totally. I can get
Completely.
quite defensive in my relationship as well. And I watched this and I was like, God, I hope I don't act like that.
Always. It is. And sometimes I think that I enjoy these kinds of shows so much because I do see these people acting this way. And it's almost like, well, first of all, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
But also it's like an eye opener. Like, oh, fuck. Like, at least I don't do that. Or I shouldn't. Maybe I have done that and I probably shouldn't.
Yeah,
or,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, you can see it from a different lens that's outside of your
Right,
own.
and to have people have to be like, don't get too crazy. You're
Yeah,
like, that's
yeah.
never a good sign.
No, it's certainly not.
Which I feel like we all have been in that position. No, people
sure.
get worked
Totally.
up. But poor
Sometimes you
Brayden,
got feelings.
Brayden was just
Brayden was just a
he
sad
was
boy.
just sad.
So sad.
and she just did not give a fuck. Like
Nope.
she really just did not care. And it's fine. Like this is what we were talking about last week. They were like, oh, you know, it's okay. Go on dates with a lot of people. It's fine. And that's like 100%. If Kat had been secretly waiting for like Tanner to come down the whole time, which she did slightly hint at last week, like she just was. She was cold about it. Like she was like that
She
conversation with Brayden was like, hey, so I've been feeling this way. And, you know, the date with Tanner went really well and wish you the best, man, on your time here.
He's like,
Like,
what?
he was like,
He said,
you know, it's over. And I was like, whoa.
cracked up the way he was talking about it. He was like, yeah, I just feel like I was used for a rose. I felt like a
cheap
a cheap
whore.
whore.
That was my favorite line
Oh
of
my
the whole
God.
thing. I've been keeping that in.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, let's go. But that, you know, I understand that feeling. And I do think that's exactly what Kat did. She lashed onto someone, maybe took advantage of
Yeah.
him emotionally
Yeah.
to get a rose, and then the guy she actually wanted came down, and she has the power this time, so
It's
she
like,
feels
just
comfortable.
show-
Just
Right.
washing
All
her
you have
hands
to
of it.
do is like show some remorse, show that you feel like a little guilty. Mercedes is about to just ditch Will.
Heartbreaking.
And
That is heartbreaking.
like in
I
that
feel
sense,
bad for
you can
Will.
tell Mercedes is like, oh God, like I don't want to do this. Like I don't like you can see that she like feels bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
But like Kat was like, nah, whatever. Brayden, over it.
Basically walked by him and was like,
And
we're not
Kat and
together
Brayden
anymore.
have been like quote unquote together
hey,
for
but
longer.
Did you get my text?
Yeah.
That's basically what she said.
Just so you
Yeah,
know,
like-
I don't see anything. We're not going to grow anymore, so I'm going to go hang out.
Yeah,
with her.
Right.
That was pretty much it.
And I think she was cold and Brayden was upset and you feel bad for him in that moment. But I also think it's important to remember like she is allowed to
Totally.
like Tanner
Oh, for sure.
more and
Yes.
like go explore
Also,
that.
it's been 2 days.
Right.
Totally.
It's kind of just the way you go about it.
I think she
and
just
if
hurt his
you're if you're
feelings.
just like a little
Yeah.
bit softer and you're like I really thought that we had potential, but
Yeah.
I'm feeling feelings for somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I think if she were dating someone else that wasn't Brayden, I think you could handle it the way that she did, and there's no reaction from the guy. But Brayden, as we all know, because we watched the season he was on, he's sensitive, and he was falling for Kat. He
Yeah.
was like,
Oh,
"This
yeah.
is it. We're gonna leave. We're gonna have a future." And he really thought that was going to happen. Maybe he's delusional. That's possible.
Yeah.
But to have Kat do it that way, you just knew he was gonna not take it well.
Another thing I wanted to bring up that I just remembered was Tanner Jess's number one, and Kat swooped in. Somebody was saying
Oh
that.
no, I think that they
No, someone was saying
liked
that.
him.
I
I
think
think she did
The other
like
girl was like, if my friend came in, like I was talking about my number one, and my friend came in and swooped him away, I'd be so pissed. And I don't know who said that, but
So I think it was
about
when
Jess and-
I think it
but
was
Tanner
Jess.
but Tanner and Jess did talk and he didn't take her on the date.
right.
So
But then I think Kat kind of
I don't know, I think Jess is in a weird spot because I think Blake Moynes hasn't had any other options come in.
true.
And Jess has. And
Right.
Jess like doesn't want to hurt Blake's feelings. So she like
seems sweet.
hasn't put herself out there that much because she's happy with what's going on with Blake. And maybe she really just is happy with
Yeah.
what's going on with Blake.
Yeah.
But I feel like she could have fought more for one of these other dates.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
and I think maybe the other guys were more nervous about taking Blake's gal.
breaking
Yeah.
up something.
Do
yeah.
we think
I thought Tyler was going to take her on a date.
Yeah, I
did I.
thought so too. Do we think that Sean and Rachel like have potential
No.
here,
No.
or okay.
less? I think
Quick
less than
no.
ever. I
Couldn't-
think less than
No,
ever.
I
The
wish
way they're
Tyler took
talking-
Rachel on that date. I
Me
was
too,
ugh.
so bad.
I-
you could tell though that Tyler
and
did
you know
not
what?
want to.
No,
though.
no,
He was
no.
like,
But
she's like, I'm chill now. I'm really cool now. He's like, oh really?
Rachel was like, I would love to go on a date with him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Brayden Hive stepping in.
Oh,
Thought it was really cute how Brayden was like, that'd be kind of cute if those two went on a date.
Yeah.
Like he was like, that was nice little
Yeah.
like, you know.
for the story.
Yep, for the story.
For the story. Full circle
Just
them
to
get.
catch up.
I know. And Tyler was like, nah.
Tyler's not
No.
into it.
Yeah. What
I'm gonna take
are your guys'
Mercedes.
opinions on Rachel and Sean? And if the first episode we saw how interested Sean was to Jess, do you think that ever gets explored any further, or do you think it never gets touched on again?
No,
wonder
I
it's
think
too-
I think Tyler. I think Sean is like riding it out as
Yeah.
like he's become the commentary of Paradise.
Yeah.
They're both
Yeah.
blonde.
He really has.
You know, like,
That was the
I'm a
thing.
natural blonde. I'm a natural
Yeah,
blonde.
like
And then
he's
in
become
his
the commentary.
conversation.
I thought he had a great episode.
Yeah,
I,
he did. He did.
I like him.
His interviews, like he clearly, I think he's just having a fun time, and he's like, you know what? If Rachel wants to keep hanging out with me, great.
100%. He's having a great time,
Yeah.
and you can tell he really loves the show, which
Yeah.
I like. Like we were in and out on him just because I just didn't know what he was going to be like in Paradise. He's been great. I thought
Yeah.
I
really
agree.
good.
And
I totally agree.
his title said like blonde leading the blonde.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
right after they had
That's
that
good.
little
Cute.
blonde conversation.
Cute.
Now,
But
do
I
you
am
think
interested to see what
Rachel likes
happens.
Sean?
Not in a real way.
No, I think she's kind of feeling that same way as like this is a security blanket until someone I like comes
Yeah.
down, and we're just gonna keep going around in this circle. I do wonder if they're gonna bring someone down before this next rose ceremony that will catch Rachel's eye and she'll ditch Sean out completely. Like I wonder if that will happen.
Yeah.
But they might just keep this going for a little while
Yeah,
longer.
yeah.
Mutually
Imagine they
beneficial.
got engaged.
Oh my god.
You never see them like you
hilarious.
see them hanging out, but I feel like we never see them kissing.
Yeah, you never
No.
see them like engaging
not.
in any
No.
romantic.
Always
I see
laying on
no,
the bed.
like
At all.
I see no sexual chemistry between
Yeah,
those
no.
two. They
Zero.
look like brother and sister.
I know they really and they kind of act like brother and sister.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of are like again with the
Maybe
that
they're better
comment.
as pals.
Yeah.
I think they are. I think they
Maybe
are.
they could be
Sometimes
friends.
it's nice to find a pal.
And which is
Yeah, it
like
is.
right now they're probably like, hey, we're coasting.
Right. No
Like,
drama.
let's just play it cool. I want to stay on the show.
And
as
they
long as I
might,
can.
at the end of the day, like that could have been Sean's I don't really think Sean's looking to get engaged, regardless.
No.
So
I don't get
if
that
he can
vibe.
find somebody that's gonna like ride it out with him as a pal and like they give each other roses, and then at the end they're like, we're gonna try and date after the show,
Yeah.
like they'll be good.
But literally
and then they
never
can
happens.
break up in like 3
Exactly.
weeks.
Yeah.
So. No, I don't. I think that was fine. But Tyler and Mercedes went on a date,
Mm-hmm.
which seemed like a very good date. I guess they have like this whole double. I feel like they've had this. Not that it was maybe a master plan, but a hopeful scenario. Their dream scenario was that Tyler and Avon, roomies and besties, would end up with Kylie and Mercedes that are also besties.
That was interesting.
And
to
here
hear.
we are.
Poor Will,
Seems
man.
seems pretty premeditated.
Will cannot get a win.
Yo, he cannot.
And you
catch
know
a
who will
break.
continue to laugh? Olivia.
Olivia.
I was like,
Olivia
oh my gosh, she's
is
still laughing. I'm like, Olivia, come on, you gotta feel
I
a little bad
know,
for him
I
now,
know.
no?
I almost forgot what she was talking shit about.
Yeah.
She was going so crazy in front of the camera. I was like, all right, what happened between them? And it was the Kylie and all
she did
that.
a happy dance.
She did.
It was crazy.
And I was like,
She went
it's too long.
Also,
You're-
meanwhile, what connections is Olivia making? Like, is she gonna pull Will up at the end? Like, I would love if this happened, just for the drama, but I would hate it at the same time if Olivia gives Will a rose and is like, "This is me being the bigger person, even though you like screwed me over." Like, I feel like she would do some shit like that to like, feel good about herself because she hasn't talked to anybody.
I
and
think
he
she got
clearly
a
is getting
rose
dumped
from
every day.
Pete last week.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy.
yeah,
though.
there's
Ew.
no way
that
there's
guy,
a
man.
connection.
I tell you what, I don't know about that guy.
Ew.
Yeah,
we hate him.
Yeah, yeah,
All my
no.
homies hate him.
And then I get, you know what? I guess we got to talk about the fact that Sam can't have any bowel movements at the moment. She is constipated.
Fucking gross.
9
dude.
days
Listen,
without going to the bathroom. Let me
say
tell
this,
you,
that is a problem.
A
That is
problem.
a
Definitely.
problem, and I feel for her. And
You
that
have to
is
be
so
in
horribly
pain.
embarrassing. And like, I don't even know if that were to happen to me on this show, and it became half the show. I don't know if I could go on with my life. Like,
Yeah.
I think that I would be so embarrassed. Like, and she is handling it with grace. Like,
She
she's
is.
just
And for
trying
somebody
to be,
that
like,
hasn't
make it normal and
gotten
be
a
like, whatever.
moment. Like, she has
Right.
not gotten to really show
And
any
this
of her
is-
personality.
No.
This is her moment.
This is her like she's
and I
gonna
feel
be
bad.
remembered for this moment.
But holy shit, I couldn't
Yeah,
do this.
it-
I would leave.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate circumstance because
Yeah.
I don't know what that's like. I've never been constipated for that long.
No, me neither.
But I could imagine it's wildly uncomfortable, and it kind of reminds me that I didn't do my usual morning bathroom break this morning. It just hit me.
Oh no, Rhea.
I don't know.
I kind of like forgot.
Probably
You
gonna
got a
ruin-
sand
figure that out.
situation?
Probably gonna ruin your whole day.
Yeah.
No, now that I know,
Yeah.
and now that it has hit me, I'll think about it all
Yep.
day until I can.
You know who's handling it great
I'm
too,
gonna
aside from
get
Sam?
the stuff
Aaron,
later.
yeah. You know, it does help.
Oh,
It
yeah.
does help that there are a lot of like paramedics and nurses and like they like
Yes.
do this
True.
show because they're all like, give her an enema, she's fine.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if
yeah.
Braid is a traveling nurse, like
But I'm thinking, like, can anybody
Exactly.
like pass her a laxative? Like, have they handed?
took-
I think
she
she,
said
I think
she
she
took
tried,
some.
She's-
And it's not
not
working?
working.
Nothing was
Oh
going.
God,
Well,
that
actually, she
honestly,
said-
that seems like a personal hell.
She
Yeah.
said that she was feeling this way for days, and it finally came to the moment where she felt like, okay, maybe I can go to the bathroom now. And it was in the middle of the rose ceremony, so she
Yeah.
couldn't. And then after the end, she didn't have to go anymore. So it like
Oh,
whatever.
there is no worse feeling when
I
that
just feel
moment
I hate
comes.
this
No, that's
conversation.
When
just-
that moment
I
comes
know.
and you just can't go.
and you can't go. It's the worst. It feels
And
like
then it's
It feels like
gone.
poison in your body after
I think
that.
it's
Then you're like, I'm
technically- I think
poisoned.
that's true.
I think it
It
literally
is.
is.
How do
It
you
is.
how do you eat? What do you how
That's
do you
why
eat?
Aaron was trying to force food. She's like, I
Yeah.
cannot eat
Mexican
like I am.
food.
You know.
Yeah, he
it's
said-
smart strategy.
It was a smart. Well,
But
so
you
right.
would think she'd been eating
So
that
he-
food all week long anyway.
Right.
He graciously heard the snooze and then said, I'm going to do something about it.
Yeah.
And then he set up a little date for the two of them and got her every sort of like shit-inducing
Yep.
meal
Yep.
that he could possibly find on this Mexican beach, and which is pretty much everything, I would think, and presented it to her and made it funny, made light of it, whatever. That is like the only reaction you can have in the situation. Like
Yep.
if he had reacted any other way, like ew, gross, or like whatever, I would have been off
Yeah.
on him
Yeah.
for acting like that. Because
Definitely.
again, the situation is so embarrassing. I cannot think of something worse, and everybody just needs to be
Totally.
cool about it.
Right.
It definitely helps
'Cause if
that
a
he
guy
is a
was like,
firefighter
ew,
paramedic.
that's
I'd be like, grow up.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
immediately, I'd be like, oh, what? You can't handle.
Right.
Like,
It's like when
meanwhile,
guy-
I'm like, ew, I can't say.
You know, when,
poop.
I know, same. But it's also like when guys can't handle periods. It's like grow the
That
fuck
drives
up.
me insane. That drives me insane.
Grow up.
I've had a good luck streak with that though. Like guys who are not like cool with it, but also not like ew, gross or like immature about it. Just being like, oh, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Fire.
is nice.
Yeah. That is
yeah.
nice.
No,
it's
and
less
look,
stress. You know,
He
It
definitely
definitely
handled
is.
it.
Yeah.
He
Because it's
definitely
a big
handled
part
it
of
well.
our lives.
it is. It's
a huge-
25% of our lives.
Yeah, huge.
It's the worst.
He
Horrible.
he definitely handled it very well.
Yeah.
He was sweet about it. there is a timeline. There was okay. Oh, I wanted to ask you guys. The medic that was on camera.
The hot medic, you mean? The hot paramedic?
Like, was that guy real? I mean, or is that,
That
like,
guy
was that an
too
actor?
hot to be real.
Because in my mind, I'm
was
like,
hot?
in
I
my
thought so.
mind,
Actor medic.
in my mind, they have two. They have like the actor medic.
Yeah.
And then they have the real medic that's like not on camera that she's like talking to.
Totally
And the real
agree.
medic is like, I don't want to like be interviewed for this and like making jokes. And then there's the actor medic that's like, he just nothing like looking like he just had his stethoscope draped around him. I'm like, the girl can't poop. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
What's that
He's
gonna
holding
do?
it up to her stomach.
he's got the
what?
stethoscope the whole time. Didn't come off. Every
Scrubs.
moment he was with her during the interview,
Party
talking to
City-
her.
Well, Party City
stethoscope was
costume.
on there.
If he wasn't wearing that, how would we know he's the doctor?
He might be an actor doctor.
I was like, this
Definitely.
guy
They
is
probably-
getting way too much airtime for a normal medic.
He was
The
a good-looking
medic
guy,
probably
I thought.
tells him a little bit what to say, but he's also an actor.
100%.
No,
It's
yes,
like us.
you-
Like, if
the
you
medic's
tell
like,
her,
this is what you
have
say.
to pretend to be an actor, right? Or pretend to be a doctor right now. Just tell her that, you know, it's you're gonna have to deliver something similar to a food baby and go. And then you'd be like, okay,
Grey's
you'd be able to
Anatomy,
play that
like,
role.
you know, they have to reference real life people to like know that they're talking about the right things.
Yep.
And I'm like, this guy does not feel like a reputable medic. We got right here. I don't know.
Am I alone in thinking he was hot? I've said it
No,
12
he
times,
was.
nobody
No, he
agrees
was
with
a
me.
handsome guy for
Okay,
sure.
cool.
No, for
cool.
sure.
Just making sure.
I don't really remember his face visually.
I remember
You're
just
too
like
busy looking at the stethoscope
Yeah.
and believing he was a
Distracted.
doctor.
I was too busy
like he could have
distracted
been
by,
like a
what's
contestant.
going
Like,
on.
you know, like
No,
I
totally.
and just
100%.
and you know, I also was like, they're in Mexico.
Yeah, right.
Fair.
You know,
This is the
Who
this
is
is the whitest
this?
guy I've ever seen.
who is this white
Yeah,
guy?
that they found. Again, he's an
Yeah,
actor. He's
yeah.
an actor
You know?
paramedic.
He might have been an actor.
He was for sure.
You guys are convincing me.
And because
So
also
funny.
she was like,
I wonder if
she
they
was like, if I had to
travel
go to the hospital, maybe they travel with people, but
maybe
also
they
I would think
do.
they would just they source things on site.
Like
True.
locally,
Yeah, and also she said like, hey, if you do have to go to the hospital, she was like, I want to fly home
Yeah.
before I go to the hospital.
which is fair.
Which, you know, what a disaster for her, truly. And if that does come to that point where she like has to leave the show, because she really does have a connection with Aaron.
She does.
And if she has to leave the show because she can't poop, boy, does that suck.
Right.
Crazy that
That
was
would
the
be-
tease for next week. That they were like,
I
know.
hope she can.
Oh, she can.
I
kind
have-
of feel like she might be able to, but then are we gonna do like a big celebration about it? God,
Yeah,
I don't-
100%. I mean, there was a lower third countdown with like what
Right, the
looked
minutes
like
to go.
poop, but it was like bricks.
You know,
it honestly was not an accurate depiction of poop. I felt like they could have been better with. If they're gonna lean into it, you know, just make it look like
real.
poop.
Make it real.
Yeah.
It was
I,
like logs. Just make it look like poop.
No.
And then there was like a little log and a baby and a clock.
I'm a reformed like hate poop person. Like I've really come around on being very
You have.
comfortable with it. Like I'm like almost to the point where I'm too comfortable.
Oh my god, no. no.
And so
I'm not there yet.
you know, there's certain things that I don't like to say, like poop it, like that.
Fart.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
hates.
Oh, like
I won't even
not
say
on.
it.
I
don't
say
even like to hear
I
it.
say
a toot?
no. Oh God.
No.
I say art.
What?
That's even worse.
same
That is even
You
worse.
said it in the wrong place for me. Be like, she thinks my farts are art.
It's like
So what are you like? Oh,
gross.
sorry, I arted.
Ew, I hate it.
I hate
Just
it.
say fart at that point. Like,
to say you're so close.
yeah.
Ew, I
it's
hate
just
it.
like, you know, when you like
I
have
hate it.
like I don't know. Now I'm really embarrassed.
No, I hate
But,
it.
like-
You had to know I wasn't gonna. I was never gonna come around on that.
no, I know.
I thought it was
Like-
going to be something completely
I
different.
totally different. Like something that
No.
like it was
It's
like
gotten to
the point-
a more
no.
not like a nicer
when you say
word.
with
No, but
babies,
it's
like
got-
fluffies.
no, I know.
or whatever.
It's-
Like in
Yeah.
Just
Which I
So
also
that when
hate.
Jennifer Aniston says she named poop after the
Devlin.
Devlin.
Yeah,
You take
yeah.
the Devlin.
Yeah,
Kidman.
and so you know it's gotten bad. It's not right. It just became like a funny thing, which is now not funny now that I'm saying it out loud. But it's gotten to the point where like if somebody brings up the like just says because art is already a word.
Yeah.
Right, you
But when
ruin the word.
Right,
Yeah.
and so
It's like setting
Exactly.
your alarm for
somebody
your favorite song.
somebody
Yeah,
recently
right.
said like this is art, and Marty looked at me and was like,
Oh, no.
and I was like, no, like we have to like I have to say something else because now
You can't ruin
I
art.
have ruined like
Damn.
art.
You're going to go see the Mona Lisa one day and be like, that's art
my
right
gosh.
there.
Yeah. No,
I've been able to separate the two in my brain, but now that it's like really
You
like
gotta
we're
think of a
talking about it
new
right
one.
now,
You gotta
like
think of
it's
a new one.
Boy, do I hope Marty doesn't join in on that one with
you know,
you.
he like he has made me feel so comfortable with talking about it, right? Because
That's
he's
great.
like it's great, but now I realize this word that I have for it isn't.
No.
No,
I bet,
art's
I bet
beautiful.
Marty.
And
I bet Marty says the F word in a really funny way.
yeah, because of his
Because of
accent.
his accent. Yeah. Like, I bet it would make me laugh. Like, he's probably the only person I would laugh.
You got to think of a new word.
That's funny.
Okay. Or maybe I could just say the word.
That would be progress too.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I just farted.
Right. I'm hoping you cross over and we all do toilet humor together.
Yeah.
No, I'm like kind of
Trying
into
to
it.
tell you
Like
something? Leave me in the
flatulence.
dust. It'll never
Here's the thing, I'm not
it
like
never will.
I'm not against like toilet humor anymore. Like there have been things that like Gia
Rhea's one of the boys now.
Oh, the Marianos are notorious fart
it's
joke
more because
lovers.
Fran's family is like very into toilet humor, and it's
Love
always
some toilet jokes.
There's been a time in my life where like I was like, oh, like I don't, but then like I said, I got really comfortable, and I basically talk about it. I talk about it every day, and I see some of the stuff that you got. Like Gia posted a video the other day on TikTok where all of her friends were doing a move to a fart noise. Sorry, my nose is leaking. I have boogers coming out.
Just get
You're fine, dude.
one good sniff, throw it back. Yeah.
No, it's like past
What a
the
segment.
point now. It's
What a
past the
segment.
point now, like,
Would you
need
like
you're
to?
not,
Would
dude.
you like to
I'm looking at
excuse
you.
yourself?
It was like,
All this
whatever.
talk about bodily
can't see
fluids
it.
is
I know,
just
now
coming
it's
out
coming
of
out
you.
of me.
People are gonna be like, what's
my
happening?
morning one that didn't come out is just gonna fly out right now.
Rhea's got a
I'm sorry.
baby.
I'm sorry. I've gone on for too long now. People are gonna be disgusted. I am now the disgusting
You know,
creature I
I
used
will
to hate.
say though,
You're gonna start throwing zins
Look at
in.
me.
Throwing zins in, talking football.
I'm a monster.
we can move on.
Gia
One of the
posted a funny
boys.
TikTok, which was where my point was,
Yes.
and usually
And you laughed.
and I laughed. Usually
Yeah.
I would skip past that kind of thing,
Yeah.
but I was like,
I know what I don't like.
a little bit, but I also hated it.
Poo.
No, I don't like that either.
Right.
You know, like
that's-
saying poo, baby. Like just say poop.
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Just hit him with the P-O-O-P.
that's fair.
Poo is just like ooh poo.
Right, and that is basically me saying art instead of fart.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I fucking farted.
Just say fart. I feel like she's worked through her issues as we sat here. Like she's like, you just reached the top of the mountain and you are yelling fart. Fart.
Yeah, I farted.
The unfortunate thing.
She is. She
my
has
worst
climbed.
nightmare.
She has climbed the rocky steps. She is at the top of the museum.
Say it.
Come on, dude. Fucking
Come
join
on,
in.
say it.
I'm literally crying. I hate it so much.
But I'm a
Fart.
little worried. I'm a little worried the art thing's gonna transfer to me now. I'm gonna think about art and be like, oh, shit.
And also now anytime you
also
just see
fun.
art or the
Rhea
word,
also.
like we're just
You're
gonna think of
thinking
fart.
about
Rhea specifically.
my
Look what
fart.
you've done. Look what you've done.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is. I'm sorry. People are gonna call us immature for this, and
Whatever.
Really? Sure. What are we supposed to do? They spent
whole
45
episode.
minutes of the
You know
episode
what?
talking
I
about
know.
poo baby.
you may call this immature. I call it growth.
Yeah, it is.
I call it growth.
I feel you.
I like
I
that
agree.
face,
I
too.
could not agree more.
Kelly will come around.
I truly
Never.
like. What are we supposed to do? We're a recap show
I'll die like
where the
this.
show put poop as the main character
They did,
on the
yeah.
This is
episode.
where you end up in conversation.
Exactly. They made poop the main character,
Kelly,
so here
They
we
did
are.
this. It's
All
more
right, guys.
propaganda. It's
By
more
the end of the
feed-
day,
Everyone
feed
get their
food
Coors Light.
and flatulence. That is
Yeah.
the propaganda from maybe.
I know.
at the end of the day, I'm gonna make you say it.
No, I won't
Flatulence.
say it. Maybe if I'm drunk, I'll
What
say
a
it.
narc.
I know.
All right, guys, time to cut some stems, give out some roses, crack open an ice cold Coors Light. Thank you, Coors Light.
Ooh, yeah. So cheery
It's
on my
cold. Yeah,
fingers.
very nice. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, cheers. Love you guys.
All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Ooh.
I have a rose.
You've
I just
literally
don't
been
have-
hogging that.
You
spot.
can have it.
No, go.
No, actually, it's
Good.
actually gone first like the last 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh, I will step back. if
No,
anybody
please
else
go
goes
first. Please go first.
You
But,
run
like,
this.
fun.
You run this ship.
I don't even have a stem cup, but I do have a rose, and I'm giving it to Sean. We talked about it earlier in the episode.
Very nice.
I've really come around on him, and not that I ever disliked him. I just knew him from here
Very
a little
nice.
bit, didn't interact
Yeah.
all that much. And then he was on the show, and now I feel like he's adding value to
No,
the
he,
show.
he is
Yes.
enjoying himself for
Definitely.
sure, and that is coming through on the
It
screen.
really is. So
And I'm enjoying him.
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
I really So
He'll
Sean,
love this, by the way. I can't wait to get a DM.
Yeah. Sean gets my rose, and who gets my stem cut? See, I didn't prepare for that part.
Yeah.
I was just so excited to give the rose.
Well, you're
out.
going first, so there is a clear and obvious
There
answer.
is.
here,
Don't
but-
raise your
yeah.
hand in class if you don't know the answer.
I know half the answer.
Never said
it's
that
all right.
saying
It was
before.
somewhat. It made sense.
It makes sense, though.
All right, poo baby. I'll just
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, you got it.
got
Yeah.
it.
Somebody's
okay.
gonna do it.
That wasn't even what I was thinking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have one. I would like to go next
Yeah.
because I have one.
Okay.
Poo baby segment.
Poo baby.
We all know why.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
it lasted too long.
Yep.
Too much, way too long, gross.
Graphic, not accurate.
Exactly.
Graphic.
Not accurate graphic.
If we're gonna make it accurate, we're gonna
Like,
make
you
it
know,
accurate.
do a little cartoon poop. You
Do
know, like the
something.
baby was a
emoji.
cartoon. Like do a
Emoji,
little.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even the I've never used the emoji. Never. Anyway. And I never will.
But the way you also just said, like you put your posh voice on when you just said never. You went,
I will never use that emoji.
Never.
No, clutch my pearl.
Never
Yeah.
have I, but I'm so sending it to you.
No, I'm
right
just saying
after
you're gonna
this.
change like the fucking cutting stems thing to it. Like I'm gonna kill myself.
We're gonna be on stage in Philadelphia, also like simultaneously as this is going on
yeah,
right
that's
now.
right. Oh, good, we can talk
and
about it. Oh,
and
nervous.
we will just be like screaming, "Everybody, make Kelly
No.
say fart!"
Yeah, I'm literally
We're gonna do a
I'm gonna
fart
crawl
chant.
Under the stage. I'm gonna crawl under the stage. You guys are so cruel. Literally gonna die that day. Oh my god. Okay. I'm giving my rose to Brayden. Brayden Hive, stand up. I feel bad for him. I think that he was treated unfairly, and I think it's fine that he was showing his emotions. In fact, I encourage
Yeah.
all of the men to show their emotions.
Yep.
Which means that I am, of course, cutting Cat's stem.
Yeah.
And I
That
didn't like
was
the
the
way
one
she,
I was
yes,
thinking.
I didn't like the way she handled that situation. I think that she could have handled it a lot better. And I think, Rhea, you brought up a good point. All the other girls going up to her and just being like, "Hey, girl, listen, things are a little crazy. If you've got a crew of people coming up to you and approaching you on eggshells, you need some reevaluating." And I think that she's probably going to do that, or maybe she won't. Maybe she'll just live happily
Yeah.
ever after with Tanner. So
Maybe.
that's it.
She's gonna get real pissed when everybody starts.
Oh,
to,
yeah.
Well, like I think there was a truth. It looked like the preview. Something was like, "Oh, Tanner like shouldn't trust Kat," or like something like that. Oh, she's gonna lose her shit.
She's gonna lose
She
her
is, yeah.
mind
Okay,
on
go
the
ahead,
crew.
Rhea.
That's for
Great
sure.
stuff from the both of you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
I will give my rose to specifically Brayden going, I felt like a cheap whore.
Yeah.
I thought that
was
was
good.
really funny.
Yes, that was
and
good.
that one really stuck with me. Oh, wait. I thought of two people to give my rose to.
Go
Instead
ahead.
of a
Roses,
stem
girl.
cut.
Go ahead.
You missed last week. Give out 2 roses.
Okay. I'm going to give mine to Tyler because you know what? I think Tyler seems like a sweet guy.
Sweet guy. He
And
does.
we've talked with him before
Yep.
and he was sweet. And I'm hoping he finds a nice girl.
I agree.
And
was
it's just,
nice.
it's as
Guys,
simple as that.
Do you remember? I know he was like talking about. He was like, "Oh, it didn't work out for me last season." Like, who was he with last season?
It was,
I couldn't even remember.
Oh.
They referenced it, I think.
Oh, I have
yeah,
no
but what
idea.
girl was it?
Oh,
I don't
fuck.
even remember. And he literally came on our show to
Yeah,
talk
and
about
was
it
the whole
after.
thing, yeah. I don't.
That's gonna drive
I
me
have
crazy.
no idea.
Who?
Brittany.
Brittany.
But who's
Brittany, the girl from
Oh
Chicago.
my God. I forgot all about
the brunette.
that. And they were
yes.
so cute.
Okay. Yep.
I gotta
Damn,
look
I
her
forgot
up.
Wow,
all
totally
about
remember
that.
that
Yeah,
whole
look her
thing. Yeah, no, and then he came on our show. He talked
Yep.
about like the
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
okay,
yep.
yeah, wow.
I gotta look her
That
up.
all just came back
Yeah.
to me. Sorry, Tyler.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, there's a lot of people we got to talk
No,
about.
I know.
Yeah,
For a
yeah.
second, I was like, wow, so happy for Tyler to be on Paradise. Then I was like, wait,
Yep.
he has been on
I
Paradise.
totally forgot about that. You see her? You recognize her?
Is that her?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
She's
Stem cut?
she looks very, she's a lot more tan than that.
My
brain doesn't work
stem
anymore.
cut will be, because I was thinking of 2 roses.
Yeah.
Confusing.
So giving today.
I know. My stem, and I yelled at you. I said, don't raise your hand. But I got called on.
Yeah.
I am going to cut the stem.
Let's all just sit in it. Sit in the moment.
Sorry.
No, it's
This
okay.
is-
See, there
Now-
wasn't really too
that's
much
why I
stem
wasn't like
cut-worthy
too many.
moments,
I
you
wasn't
know?
too
There's like the-
bothered.
yeah.
Silence like this is actually kind of nice.
It is nice.
You know when you have to think about something and you actually can't think about it at all?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm now
happens to me
thinking
all
about
the time.
everything but that.
It happens to me all the time.
Doesn't help the allegations that I have ADHD.
That's okay. I think we all. I think those are not just allegations.
We never talked about the people DMing me being
The
like, "You ever
allegations.
get checked for ADHD?" And I was like, "I have been, and I was not diagnosed, but whatever."
Somebody was asleep at the wheel on that one.
It's
huh?
It's this day and age,
Yeah,
and this is I'm
exactly.
proving their
We've
point.
all
Okay,
got it. We've all got
I am going to cut the stem of.
Do-do-do-do.
That was supposed to be a drum roll, but
I literally
weird.
can't. You guys took both stem cuts.
the good ones.
The stethoscope around the fake doctors. And
There
Okay.
you
Yeah,
go.
perfect.
There
Good.
you go.
Great work.
Fake doc.
one.
Not him,
Not
I'm
him.
on to him.
but the stethoscope.
But we're
I
onto
am
him,
onto
right?
that fake doctor.
We are onto that fake
I think
doctor.
he was giving her legitimate medical advice, but I think he was getting that medical advice
He
from an
was
actual
feeding
medical
it.
And if he
professional.
is a real doctor, I'll tell you something. I want to know what his Instagram is.
Okay. I'm going to give my rose to Will.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
nice.
and you know what?
That's the
And
one he's
I
gonna
hate
get.
it's a pity rose, my guy. I am sorry,
is, but he deserves
this
at least a
you know
pity rose.
it's tough out. It's tough. He is gonna get ditched again.
Yep.
And that is unfortunate.
He's got a good sad voice too.
Yeah.
He's just his voice he's sad.
Yeah, like just this, what a sad sack. I always that's my favorite way to describe
Yeah.
people. When they're sad, I just call them a sad sack because they are.
Yeah.
And honestly, a stem cut is hard.
It is.
It is.
I will say, well, I'm going to talk this out and just continue to speak, but I also did really like Wells in this episode. He made me like when he tried to scare Sam, then he was like, I tried to scare the crap out of you.
that
That
was
made me
funny.
laugh.
That was funny.
That was funny.
That was funny.
Wells, he always says that he does a lot more bits on the show and then they don't make air. So I'm glad. I felt like he had some funny moments
Definitely.
in this one. And I will be cutting the stem of.
It's okay. We've all been there.
Yep.
Oh my Lord. There really was not that many.
Right. Not that many standout moments that were full of hatred.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to help on the side.
I know.
What about the?
I'm going to go with. Twist. I just talked myself into this one. I'm going to go with. I'm cutting the stem of Jess. Because I think
Wow.
she's not putting herself out there like she wants to. I think deep down, she really wants to be going on not on like another date, but like I think she wants to be at paradise.
She's not living up to her
And
potential.
exactly. And I think like all the guys have come down. Everybody's like mentions Jess's name that they're interested, and she's not like. I think she's too afraid to upset anybody or Blake or the public. I don't know, that she's just like staying comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think she should go on another date just to see.
I agree.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like your choice there.
Yes.
It's an
And I
encouragement.
like Jess a lot.
That was a very
Same.
thoughtful.
It was a stem cut.
room for
A
improvement
constructive criticism stem cut.
Exactly.
Not a stem cut because I just don't like you.
Exactly. And that was a
Which,
good,
was
that's
I
a
like
good use
that.
of it.
Yeah.
That's a good
I like
use
to
Do
of
you
it.
think Blake and Jess end up together?
I don't know. I think we need to see more of them. They're very much floating in the background right now.
Yeah.
Like they're like
Agreed.
they haven't had a date. We don't even really see them talk. I don't know if you've seen them I think we've seen them have like one conversation.
Have they kissed? Like, do we know?
I don't
no idea.
Like, everyone's just like
That's the first thing
everyone
I do
just
with
keeps
Blake.
saying like Jess and Blake are like great. And I'm like, just haven't seen it. So maybe it's all happening in the background. They're just not showing it to
I
us.
thought she was going on that Tyler date. I really did.
I did too, and
Yeah.
I kind of wish she did. Obviously, maybe Tyler had his eyes on Mercedes the whole time anyway, but Tyler and Jess I thought they would make a great pairing.
I agree completely.
Honestly, Tanner and Jess, I thought too. So
Yeah.
I think she wanted to go on both those dates.
Completely.
I agree.
Be free, our little butterfly.
Yes.
Truly.
Yes.
All right. That's it.
Cheers.
Thank you, everybody.
Cheers,
Thank
guys.
you, Coors Light. Thank you for
Yay.
watching, and we will be back next week.